The answer to this question is going to be very location dependent. In some areas of the country, Goodwill, Savers, Deseret Industries are significantly better than mom and pop shops. In some areas, mom and pop shops are significantly better than the corporate offices. So it all just kind of depends on your area. My area is going to be completely different than someone in Florida, whose will be different than someone in North Carolina, who will be different than someone in Kentucky, who will be different than someone in Washington and everywhere else. So let's go ahead and see, in my town specifically, are mom and pop shops better than my historically really, really well-run Deseret Industries? That's the biggest corporation here in my small town. Morning. Still morning?
No.
No, it's afternoon. Oh, wow.
Well, it depends on where you are.
All right, this first item we're picking up is this Tommy Bahama, the San Lucio stretch. If you type in San Lucio stretch Tommy Bahama, you're going to see there's only about 30 listed and over 70 that have sold. That is the reason why we are buying this today. It goes for about $35. But as you're going to see here, I find a couple more Tommy Bahama shirts, but they are not the same pattern. If you just type in Tommy Bahama Polo, you're actually going to see that the sell-through rate is only about 25%. That's why we are leaving this Tommy Bahama shirt for $6. Even though it's a large, it's a nice shirt, it just doesn't have the same sell-through rate and doesn't go for nearly as much money. We find a second one here, exact same situation. So it's important to look up different models and styles in brands. Don't only buy on brand solely. It is only part of the equation. But let's keep looking. We got a ton of thrifting ahead of us. We're just walking away with that one shirt. I find this, I check to make sure if it's Delta or Moen or any of those other bigger brands. It's not. They have it priced at $15, and that's about how much it goes for on eBay. I'm always on the lookout for anything Honeywell, Carrier, things like that. But this, as you can see, the bottom was actually cut open. Even brand new, I wouldn't have bought that for $10. I like a ton of different cameras and things, but the flashlights that go on top of them just don't sell for much money whatsoever. And then I just look around through this sporting equipment. Always good to look stuff like this up, especially if you're not familiar with it, but I didn't find anything valuable here today. I didn't look these up because they're unbranded, but I'm sure they go for a little bit of money. I don't think you guys can see here on the video, but these are priced between $6 and $15. Yet another mom and pop shop that have fallen victim to the Beanie Babies, and trust me, it gets worse. I'll show you here in a second. I find this Bop It. It's a really nice one. It's from 1997. I sell these all the time for $20 and then $25 plus shipping during Christmas, but they want $12 for this. So after shipping and fees and all that stuff, I'm probably going to profit $3, and it's going to take 2 or 3 months to sell, so no thanks. I won't talk too much here so you guys can focus on the brands and the prices. Eddie Bauer for $40 and yeah, $45, not the best prices here. I told you guys, check out these Beanie Babies behind the glass. If you guys are new to reselling or thrifting, pass up on all the Beanie Babies. Don't look at the comps and see they're selling for tens of thousands. It's just not real. So everything behind the glass here in these stores, especially at mom and pop shops, I feel like are just extremely overpriced. Again, it's always worth looking. People miss things all the time, but yeah, there's usually not a ton of stuff that's profitable to flip on eBay in these things. Low key, these are one of my favorite categories to flip on. I found this, it ended up having a slow sell-through rate. There were a couple sales, and then jewelry, I know nothing about. I know you guys can't see anything from this angle, but if you guys could help me out on some jewelry in some future videos, I would love that. This Dooney and Burke, it's really nice. Like, honestly, for $50 personal use, I'd say that's a decent deal. But for reselling, I'm gonna have to leave it behind. Again, bags are something that I know a little bit about. I'm learning more and more, but they actually have a slower sell-through rate than I thought they would. All right, the first stop, we got one shirt for $6. It sells for about 30 or 35 plus shipping. I'm sure I already talked about in the voiceover, but yeah, that Tommy Bahama shirt, 200% sell-through rate because of the nice stretch to it, I guess.
Okay, look at this too. Thank you. Sure.
Here at the second thrift store, their prices are usually pretty good, except for every once in a while they'll just have some randomness. That's $100. That's about what it's worth. Would have gotten it if it was only $5 or $20 like it usually is. Then we have these Callaway golf clubs. They're both $10 each. Callaway's a great brand, but again, brand isn't everything. These models are just a little too old, and they only sell for about $15 plus shipping, so that's a definite pass. These have a pretty slow sell-through rate on eBay, but I do have a good following of people interested in vintage Western. So I'm going to sell both of these on Whatnot, and I think I'm going to get about $20, $25 a shirt for them. So that's an awesome pickup here. I came here and it was nice and dry, and I got to get to my car all the way over there. Okay, bye. Here at the third thrift store, I only visit this one about once every 2 or 3 weeks, and I usually find 0 to 1 items each time I go because they're trying to sell 69-cent football cards for $4 each. I was actually nice and surprised to see all of these sunglasses. Some of them look like they could be some decent brands. I think I found 1 or 2 pairs. These are Tommy Hilfigers. Those are kind of worth it. They're only $2 and they sell for about $12, but they sell really slow and they're probably scratched, so I just ended up leaving them behind. But yeah, going through here, I don't think I really found any other ones. Those ones right there in the back, they looked like Maui Gyms, so I was excited to get to those. But disclaimer, alert, they were not. They were not. I'm always looking for name brand carafes, but the glass ones don't do as well as the stainless steel. Still worth looking up, but definitely want to focus on the stainless steel ones. I actually just sold one of these KitchenAid food processors for $125. They wanted $100 for this bad boy though. So yeah, definitely leaving that one behind. Again, just some unbranded showering, what are these even called? Equipment? No, I don't know. But yeah, passing on those, just looking through here. My mom and pop shops, they're just, They're just a little too expensive on stuff that is actually branded. But the majority of the stuff in their shops are just unbranded stuff. I think that this thrift store actually does storage units, and they sell all the good stuff at flea markets, and they just try to get a little bit of money for the stuff that isn't flea marketable, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, this is wild. Can you guys hear that rain in the background? I am not.
Especially because I'm still getting over my hernia surgery, so I can't run. Oh man, some good rain coming in.
You can save that so we can. Man, over here. Here your merchandise. Oh. Give me that.
All right, this third stop is the best mom and pop shop in my city. I come here 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week. Here's some Oakleys right here, but they are in really, really, really terrible condition. So unfortunately, I had to put that back. But yeah, like I was saying, I usually come here 2 times, sometimes 3, and I usually walk away with 1 to 4 items each time I come. So that is definitely worth coming out here a couple times a week. And their prices here are super, super, super cheap. Really awesome. Glasses are like 50 cents. CDs are like 10 cents. All shoes, no matter what the brand, no matter what the style, no matter what the size, they are all $3. And they're constantly doing 30% off sale. They do a 30% off sale every single week, and they do a half off sale every other Saturday. They are trying to move product, and they want us to buy as much as they can because it supports a local women's shelter. So I'm always happy to spend as much money as possible here. This thrift store is flooded with media, just like most thrift stores and garage sales. I'm not hating on anybody here. I myself sell a ton of CDs and cassettes. I don't really sell any DVDs or books at all, but I do make some money with media, especially if you know what you're looking for. But the majority of media sellers are usually the ones complaining about slow sales on eBay. So I would really, really only stick to the gems, only pick up things that have a really fast sell-through rate when it comes to media, because it is everywhere. Golf head covers are definitely something you want to look out for. You can usually find them for 50 cents or $1 and sell them for $10 to $15. They're not going to make you rich, but that one is just in too poor of condition that we had to leave it behind. Found a nice little Starbucks tumbler right here, 20-ounce stainless steel from 2013. Not everything Starbucks sells for good money, but these stainless steel ones, especially from this year for whatever reason, I always sell these for about $20, $25. Not worth anything, but nostalgic AF. There's that stainless steel I'm looking for, but it's broken. All right, thrift store number 4. I've already bought a couple of these from this store. I found a few Michael Jordan ones, but the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, they're just not worth too much in their pins. You guys probably can't see, but the prices on all of these are actually very good. Anywhere from 50 cents to $5. I just don't know enough about jewelry yet, but I'm still learning. I would have snagged these Guess eyeglass frames, would have sold them for about $12 or $15, but at $4, I'm just going to leave them behind. I'm really only interested in them if it's of $1 or $2, because the sell-through rate's just pretty slow. This thing was big and interesting looking. Actually sells for pretty good money online, but they were asking about eBay's price here in the thrift store, so I had to leave her behind. I'm usually able to find a bit more in this thrift store, and I actually went through this pretty quickly because my stitching from my surgery was starting to hurt a little bit. So we got out of there quick. I'm usually able to find 1 to 3 things per visit here, and I come here once a week on average. But I was able to do a bit of recording in here, so let me know if I miss anything and put it in the comments below if I missed anything throughout the video. Morning, I got 7 items out of the Deseret Industries that were valued at about $500. I didn't get any footage from that haul, this is the so I'll end just of show the you here thrift really today, but I also
got this
break down what I
Dyson
was
for
able to get in the
$30.
Deseret
I'm gonna sell
Industries,
this
and it was
head
actually
for
some really, really good
$90
stuff.
to $120.
So just stay tuned
The
real
wand
quick
will go
for the
about
breakdown.
20,
I'd
and
appreciate
the
if you watched the
brush
whole
head
video.
will go
Thanks.
for about $50. We also got a cool Robert Graham flip cuff. I'm going to be selling this on Whatnot. My Whatnot following really likes the clothes I'm able to find, including like the Western stuff. So paid $6 for that. We'll probably end up getting about 60 to 80 for it. Maybe only 45, which is completely okay with me. We also got this Vitamix mixer. It's worth about $150. If I part it out, I'll be able to get about $190. This right next to it was only $8. Oh, and by the way, it was only $10. This was $7, sells for about $60. I also got 3 bats from that sells for $30, $40, and $50. And we also got these Nikes. If you look up this specific colorway, the sales price goes for about $130. And then in the mom and pop shops, I got in the first thrift store 1 item. In the second, we got 2, so that's 3. Third, we got 0. The fourth, we got 2, so that's 5. And then the last thrift store, I don't think we got anything, so 5. I typically, in my town, I do better mom and pop wise with clothing, but I also do well in the Deseret Industries with clothing. But when it comes to mom and pop stuff, I usually do pretty well with clothing, but not very good really on anything else. But let me know in your town, what's better, the corporate, Goodwill, Savers, Value Village, or is it the mom and pop shops and church run thrift stores that do better? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys.